In this video, we'll talk about Hurricane Ernesto, which is now barreling towards Bermuda, and what it'll mean for us here in New Jersey, and what it won't this weekend into early next week. Hey everyone, it's Joe Martucci here, and let's talk about what we are dealing with Ernesto. Now, we'll start off with the good news. No direct impacts for us here in New Jersey. That being said, it is not going to be nice on the water from Saturday until Tuesday with deadly rip currents and some high surf. You want to make sure you avoid the ocean and maybe even the bays too if you're on a canoe or a kayak or just something small out on the back bays there. Now, this will also kind of be responsible for showers and storms that we see Sunday through Tuesday, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Here's a look at our satellite from Thursday morning. Ernesto is that big swirling area with those yellows and oranges. It is a Category 1 storm as of our midday update on Thursday, moving north 14 miles an hour. To me, this looks like a Category 1 storm. It's pretty well defined, but it doesn't have that eye yet in there as we would see in stronger storms. And there's not a lot of wind shear around it or change in wind direction with height to what we call shear this storm out or really, have it tilt one way or another. For example, sometimes you see storms where most of the activity is on the northern side of it and not much on the southern side. This one, fairly circular around that center of circulation. Now, this did go through Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands in the past 48 hours here. It did bring up to 11 inches of rain in the mountains of Puerto Rico. Now, over on the coast, especially on the northern coast where we have San Juan, we saw anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. It was a heavy rainmaker for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, no matter which way you slice them. In some places, we were talking about devastating rain. So, Ernesto, again, a Category 1 hurricane, maximum sustained winds of 85 miles an hour, a few dozen miles away from the center. Where you see that orange, that's the extent of the tropical storm force winds, 39 miles an hour or greater. This is on a collision course with Bermuda, and if the eye doesn't go over Bermuda, it's going to be a very close brush by. What we're going to hope for our friends in Bermuda is that this storm stays on the right side of the cone. If it does, then Bermuda will be on the western side of the storm, which generally has some slightly lesser impacts than the eastern side. The reason for that, well, if you think about a storm, let's say it's 85 miles an hour when it hits Bermuda. Well, if it's moving to the north at 14 miles an hour, you have to subtract 14 miles an hour from 85 to really get that true max wind speed on the western side of the storm because of the counterclockwise spin of it. Now, we zoom this out to 5 days. This will have impacts in the Canadian Maritimes. Most likely, this will be Newfoundland. They do get this a couple times, in a decade or so. This is not unusual for them. Maybe it skirts Nova Scotia. But either way, the direct impacts stay away from the U.S. East Coast, and that is good news for us at least. Here's a look at our futurecast Friday through Sunday. That storm's just hanging on the eastern side of your screen here. It's moving north as we go into Sunday and really starts to accelerate once it gets past Bermuda, which will be on Sunday and really into Monday as well. Notice, too, those green areas over us in New Jersey as we go into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. What's happening is Ernesto is going to create a little bit of a traffic jam, preventing this low-pressure system from moving from the Great Lakes to the northeast and out to sea. Rather, it sits over us, and that will bring showers and storms to the forecast Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, rather than maybe just Sunday alone. The biggest concern, again, is what's going to happen on the water. So if you're not on the water over the weekend, you're fine. But in terms of being on the water, here's a look at our wave heights: 1 to 2 feet on Thursday, 3 to 4 feet on our Friday here. This is right along the shore. And then we go to 4 to 6 for Saturday, peaking on Sunday and Monday as well here. Now, the swells will be from the southeast as we go into Saturday and Sunday, coming more of the east on Monday. Wave periods are expected to be long. The longer your wave period, the more power those waves have. So we're talking about a wave period probably of 11 to 15 seconds here. If you're a surfer, some would say that's good, but generally it is going to be a dangerous situation out on the water. And even the back bays, and even the Delaware Bay, usually wave heights are 1 to 2 feet. There'll be more 2 to 4 feet, and that will create some problems there, as usually you don't have as big of a boat on the bay as you do on the ocean. All right, now the rip current risk is going to be high throughout this period. Rip current safety is very important. If you're caught in a rip current, don't swim against it. Swim out of it, call for help, reach for the lifeguard by your voice and putting your hand up. Let the rip current take you out. When the rip current is weakening, when that rip current's weakening, then you can swim parallel to the shore and maybe slowly back to the beach, again, while calling for help from the lifeguard. So we'll take a look at our weekend grade for you as we go into this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think are going to be pretty good. Sunday's probably the worst day. We do have a good amount of cloud cover around. There should be showers and storms later in the day, especially during the evening. But you have 2 days, Friday and Saturday, where it is completely dry to hang out on the sand, boardwalk, arcade, whatever have you. Smoky sky on Friday as we get some of that wildfire smoke from the Canadian Maritime. So looking pretty good, I think, for our 7th annual Shore Summer Weekend Weather Report Card. Remember, you can follow me on social media right down below, or you can find out more by going to linktree.com/JoeBartWX.